The Preservation Services Office is the outreach and education arm of the Conservation Center for Art and Historic Artifacts. We present educational programming, conduct assessments, and assist institutions in the development of institutional plans and policies. Our team of 11 individuals comes with a wide range of expertise, with backgrounds in libraries, archives, education, museums, preventive conservation, and communications. We also work on a national scale and deliver our services quite literally from coast to coast.
Hi, I'm Kate Phillipson. I use she, her pronouns, and I'm the archive specialist for the Documentary Heritage and Preservation Services for New York program, otherwise known as Dipsneet. We work here in Philadelphia at the Conservation Center for Art and Historic Artifacts.
Hello, I'm Stephanie Bailey. I'm the Education Program Manager and Preservation Consultant. I use she, her pronouns. And I'm joining you today from the traditional lands of the Lenni Lenape, along the banks of the Okahiken. The Okahiken is now referred to as Crum Creek in Wallingford, Pennsylvania. The Crum Creek and its tributaries make its way through Delaware County, Pennsylvania, and also past historic architecture that dates as early as 1650. Behind me is the Thomas Leeper House from 1785. Historic structures like this present challenges to the collections that are stored and exhibited within them. The Conservation Center for Art and Historic Artifacts has made preservation housings for the Thomas Leeper House collections to protect the rare books and documents from the humid environment of a traditional stone structure in this region.
Hello, my name is Dani Faiga. My pronouns are she and her, and I'm the Director of Preservation Services. I live and work in beautiful South Jersey.
Hi there, my name is Margulies and I use they, them pronouns. I'm a Preventive Conservation Graduate Fellow with the Preservation Services Office. I'm coming to you from Wilmington, Delaware, which is located on Lenape-Hoquink, traditional homeland of the Lenape people. I am standing at the Delaware Historical Society and History Museum on Market Street in downtown Wilmington, which features the Old Town Hall and the Mitchell Center for African American Heritage. CCAHA has recently completed a risk assessment for DHS and looks forward to future projects and partnerships.
Hi, my name is Leah. My pronouns are she, her, and I am the Education and Outreach Specialist for the Documentary Heritage Preservation Services for New York program, and I work in Troy, New York.
I'm Amanda Murray. My pronouns are she, her. I'm the Preservation Specialist for the Documentary Heritage and Preservation Services for New York, and I work from Ithaca, New York.
Hi everyone, my name is Amelia. My pronouns are she and her, and I'm a preservation specialist at the Conservation Center for Art and Historic Artifacts. I'm here in beautiful, sunny Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, where the Allegheny and the Monongahela rivers meet to form the Ohio River. Pittsburgh is built on the traditional ancestral lands of the Shawnee and Osage and other native peoples who came before us. It's a city of steel and of champions and a whole lot of bridges, and it's where I work and call home.
Hi everyone, my name is Anastasia and I use the pronouns she, her. I work as the Program Manager for the Documentary Heritage and Preservation Services for New York program, as well as a Preservation Specialist for institutions across the country. I call the West Coast home, and so I work from San Francisco, California. I'm currently standing on the trail of Grandview Park, and from here you can get a near 360 panorama of the city.
So as you can see, we span the nation in where we work from. and that also applies to the work that we do. Our educational programming, as well as our assessment services and emergency planning services, are two ways through which we serve the entire nation. Stephanie and Amelia will tell you a little bit more about these.
Hi! When you log into an educational program like a webinar with the Conservation Center for Art and Historic Artifacts, you're joining me from here, my home office. But you're also connecting with your collections care colleagues from across the nation, and even as far away as the Caribbean, Asia, and Australia. Everyone is invited to attend. The goal of education services is to connect diverse audiences with technical bulletins, resources, training, and experiences to suit your preservation and conservation needs. So check out the program calendar at ccaha.org/events, or watch some of our free webinars on our YouTube channel.
Hi everyone, I'm Amelia Amig, Preservation Specialist at the Conservation Center for Art and Historic Artifacts, and I'm here to provide a quick look at some of the planning and assessment work that we do. So there are several ways that institutions can work with us to have their preservation needs assessed and to collaborate on planning documents. We receive funding from the National Endowment for the Humanities to award select assessments at a greatly reduced price. And there is always the possibility for institutions to do their own fundraising and pay upfront for our services. One of our core programs is our Preservation Needs Assessment Program, which gives a general evaluation of a collection's preservation needs and leads to a full preservation plan. The program includes a detailed self-survey and a site visit with an assessor from CCAHA, and it results in an extensive report that's tailored to the needs and goals of the site. Organizations use our assessments to prioritize their preservation efforts, to educate their staff and board about the importance of collections care, and as part of their fundraising activities. We also offer emergency planning services for all types and sizes of collections. Our risk assessment and emergency preparedness program helps an institution to identify areas of potential risk to their collection, establish procedures to mitigate those risks, and create an emergency plan. And if you have paper-based collections that are damaged in flooding or other emergencies, our team can advise on how to respond and assist in treatment and remediation. Our assessment and planning services provide valuable recommendations to help guide your collections care efforts. To learn more about what we do, take a look at our website and drop us a note. We'd love to talk with you.
Stephanie and Amelia have highlighted the ways we work nationally on a broad scale. In addition to these offerings, the Preservation Services Office works on a number of focused projects and initiatives whose deliveries are designed with the needs of specific regions and communities in mind. These programs are often undertaken through partnerships and collaborations, and Margulies, Dani, Maddie, and Leah will tell you a little bit more about 4 of these programs.
The Philadelphia Stewardship Program, funded by the William Penn Foundation, was established in 2002. Since then, more than 80 Philadelphia area collecting institutions have received important planning documents, including preservation needs assessments, preservation plans, emergency preparedness and response plans, collection management policies, and digitization plans. CCAHA also offered fundraising assistance to collecting institutions, and through this program has leveraged more than $10 million to help these Philadelphia area collecting institutions meet their preservation goals.
We at the Conservation Center for Art and Historic Artifacts are delighted to have generous funding from the National Endowment for the Humanities to deliver our Regional Heritage Stewardship Program. This is an initiative in which we bring preservation resources, training, and networking opportunities to regions of the country that have a density of cultural collecting institutions, but relatively limited access to preservation resources, conservation treatment facilities, etc. So we are working with partners currently in 2 regions of the country, Appalachian regions of Kentucky, Ohio, Pennsylvania, and West Virginia, as well as the Deep South, comprising Alabama, Florida, and Mississippi, to deliver workshops and webinars, bring institutions together through a peer preservation needs assessment program, and offer mentorship circles for institutions in the regions.
Hi there, my name is Maddie Cooper. I use she, her pronouns, and I am an Associate Preventive Conservator at CCAHA. And part of my job here at the center is to support a program called Building Capacity for Humanities, Special Collections at Historically Black Colleges and Universities. The program was developed by the HBCU Library Alliance and is funded by a National Endowment for the Humanities one-to-one challenge grant. And the program focuses on building capacity for the long-term preservation of collections in the Alliance's 71 member libraries. CCAHA's role in this project is to offer preservation planning assistance, surveys, and educational programming to sub-grant awardees, building on over a decade of history of CCAHA providing services to these institutions.
The Documentary Heritage Preservation Services for New York, or Dipsneet as we like to call it, is a collaboration between the New York State Archives and the New York State Library with services provided by the Conservation Center for Art and Historic Artifacts. Dipsneet is a statewide program that provides free planning and education services to support the vast network of collecting institutions, such as archives, libraries, historical societies, museums, and other organizations that safeguard and ensure access to New York's historical records and library research materials. Through our planning and assessment services, which include archival needs assessments, preservation and condition surveys, and strategic planning assistance, we have aided over 180 sites throughout the state and have brought our educational programs to over 800 sites throughout the state.
The Preservation Services team extends beyond education and assessment programs, and we contribute to the field through the development of resources to help collecting institutions across the country. While we always have a number of projects in progress, Alana is here to share with you an exciting one that we're looking forward to debuting next year.
I'm Alana Schaefer, and I'm speaking to you today from the library at the Conservation Center for Art and Historic Artifacts, where I serve as the Preservation Services Coordinator. One of the projects of the Preservation Services Office that I'm most excited about is our upcoming Collections Management Policy Toolkit, or CMPT. Coming next year, the CMPT is a free online tool for building a completely customized collections management policy for your collection. For small to mid-sized collecting institutions that don't have a collections management policy or aren't sure if the one they have is adequate, this website will guide you step by step through the process, using templates we developed with help from our advisory committee of nationally renowned experts in the field. All you need to do is fill out a questionnaire about your collection, and the CMPT will turn it into a collections management policy that you can be sure meets professional, ethical, and legal standards. Thank you to the Institute of Museum and Library Sciences for funding this project that we are currently hard at work on as we prepare to go live in 2022. So definitely stay tuned for updates on this project because we can't wait to share it with you.